We're about to bring you into what happens behind closed doors during a real production run.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's not acceptable.
That can then extend the production time by a week.
This is the first time a camera crew has been allowed to record the intense craftsmanship, problem solving, and attention to detail.
0.5 millimeter variance down that seam. If those seams are close together, you'll see that.
That transforms a single prototype into thousands of bags. The stakes are high.
Imagine if we were in production right now and we're just realizing this now.
A single oversight could cost us the entire production run.
We launched this bag on Kickstarter after 2 years of development, and now we're about to start production. But to make sure we don't compromise on quality, what we're doing is actually a 50 bag sales sample run, so we can solve any potential issues before mass production begins. So the factory's already ordered all the materials and they're cutting the fabrics right now.
Oh, good to see you, buddy. Doing good?
So this is Richard, the founder of one of the best backpack factories in Vietnam, the Sang.
Almost 500 workers. It's new product for them. It will take a couple of days after we finish 50 pieces, and then we start to run.
Then we hit the ground running for the rest.
And we hit the ground running indeed.
We just go and check out the cutting room, see what's going on.
This is Luke, who runs BagMe, one of the most experienced bag development teams in the world. It looks like Firo fabric?
For day one, the materials were being organized.
So I see a lot of the mid panels, front panels here.
And the lining and primary fabrics were being cut with the goal of getting these first 50 bags as beautiful as possible.
When he starts that machine, he's got to press 2 green buttons. If it was just one button, you might have another hand sitting there on the fabric or something and obviously get his hand squashed.
But we knew there was going to be some problems.
I can promise you the first ones through are not going to be nice.
So most people don't know that an average production run actually takes about 4 months. From placing the order, another factory has to physically make the materials. These then need to be shipped to our factory, who then starts preparation for sewing. And this is why we're here in person. We only get one shot at this. There's no safety net.
There's something about the energy of being in the factory. All these specialists working together, like the teamwork is kind of inspiring in a lot of ways, and I don't know, man, I'm just stoked.
The magnets were being attached to the lid, and the lid fabric was being sewn.
And so what she's done on her sewing machine here, she's stuck this little yellow piece right here because she wants to run the fabric right along that yellow piece, so the needle is going exactly where she wants it.
The front compartment pockets were being built.
So she's sewing the superhero pocket.
Superhero pocket. It's the hatch, Luke.
And the back panel padding was being glued together.
We're moving, dude. Like, this thing's coming together. So one of the most important parts of manufacturing is quality control, and one thing that keeps everyone on the same page is the pre-production sample. And it's like our contract with the factory. It's signed, it's stamped, it's a contract, so very important. I'll leave it with you. Come on. And BagMe looks at quality control a bit different than your standard manufacturing practice.
There are a lot of QC systems that are about checking the end result. That's too late. So the goal is to catch the problems before they're sewn into the products.
So day one was going pretty smooth until Luke noticed an issue that could derail the entire schedule.
Honestly, these are not good. I don't want to use them.
Yeah, that's a problem. The back of the logo has these 3 prongs. So you can see on the back end we have the teeth right here. So this gets molded onto this plus another metal plate. And those 3 prongs, when they're getting pressed, was indenting the actual logo itself.
And I'm also just looking to see if that molded plate is damaging the coloring on the metal as well.
Now we just got to figure out what the problem actually is. Is it the coating? Is it the production? This is a premium backpack at a premium price point. It needs a premium logo. We have to get this right. We have to. So for day 2, Luke had a feeling that we wanted a few more eyes on the scene, so we brought half the BagMe team.
Day 2, baby, let's go.
Meet Fung, Thuy, and Master Quang. So Luke is noticing that there's like an issue over there. He's calling me over now, so let's see what it is.
So we've only done a couple of lids so far, and we're just finding that this seam is a little bit higher than this seam, yeah? So it's a little bit uneven. 0.5 millimeter variance down that seam. If those seams are close together, you'll see that. The good news is for me right now, the problem is consistent in one place. So by focusing on changing the sewing in that one place, we should be able to compensate for it, right?
So while Quang hit the line to check in with the sewers, Luke got his hands on the first sample of the front panel.
The first one's never going to be the correct one. Basically, the idea is to have a meeting and go over every stitch on this, write with silver pen all of the areas that need careful attention, because the seam's going to be here, right? So I don't want this stitching appearing out the sides. Like, I really need this lid to be as consistent as we can, yeah? Make sure that we have 7 stitch per inch.
So let's talk about 7 stitches per inch.
We asked for 7 stitches per inch.
7 stitch per inch, yeah?
You might think to yourself, well, more stitches per inch would equal a stronger seam. And you'd technically be right, until you consider that more stitches equals more holes in the material. So while the seam is technically stronger, the material itself technically gets weaker.
Yeah. It needs to be no more than 7 stitch per inch, because the ones where there's lots of stitches, you can see they're weaker.
By the start of day 4, Quang and the factory sewers had figured out a lot of the issues with the front panel.
The lids are looking so fucking good. See how flush that stitching is? All the way around right there. Beautiful. A little bit of looseness in the back, so yet again, the lid doesn't actually warp, right? So you want to keep that clean presentation.
So while the team focused on the front panel, Luke and I went back to solve the logo crisis, because I was freaking the out at this point.
Are we gonna be okay with time with ordering new logos as well?
Yeah, the supplier will definitely rush this through for sure.
How fast is rushing? A day, a week?
I thought we were gonna need to order stronger logos that wouldn't get damaged when being pressed.
We got to take it back to the supplier and reorder it, but that might take a week. And the problem is, we're starting mass production in like a week. And to get mass production, these have to be on the bag. All these little things can add up as where it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then before you know it, no one's getting their bag until 2026. So it was like 3 hours yesterday of Luke with a bunch of like technicians checking out the machine, testing different ways, like what if we put a softer material in there? What if we make it thicker? What if we add some water in there?
But then, Luke had an idea.
Considering using a softer metal like a brass mold. Now, I don't know that it's gonna work, but it quite possibly could help.
So the tooling material itself was made from steel before, which is very hard and very unforgiving. So Luke thought to himself, let's try brass mate instead, which is a little bit softer, has a little bit more give. And so we tried it with brass.
Good.
Looks pretty damn good to me.
There's not a mark on that.
Brass for the win.
That's why I'm here. Yeah, pat myself on the back. No, it's I smile because the pressure's off. You know, like if the problem is still there, I have a bigger problem because I might have to remake the logos. There's a delay, it delays production, you know.
So now that we've fixed the logo crisis, we were feeling pretty confident about the front panel. So let me show you how it's assembled.
So the first step is actually going to be measuring, cutting, and marking all the fabrics. Next up, we grab the mold for the lids and actually sew on the magnets to the back. From there, we cut and sew the PVC fabric for the outside of the lid. From there, we take the mold with the magnets and put it inside the pre-sewn PVC fabric. From there, we start working on the inside of the hatch, sewing all the lining and the power mesh together. And you can see right here, the inside pocket configuration is almost done. Next, we put together the actual front of this compartment, including the YKK PU-coated zipper. Next up, we handle the side and the bottom. That's this guy right here. We add a little bit of foam to help give these panels a bit of structure. Then we take that complete front panel and the lid, and they're sewn together. Here you go. Got one. And then after this top panel is sewn in, this young lady goes ahead and sews in the side panels, and we have a finished front compartment. All thanks to the hard work of these sewers. They're just incredible at what they do. I can't thank them enough. They're so cool. They're so cool.
Now, while the front panel was basically done, the side panel started to draw our attention. It's a really surprisingly complex part because we have 3 materials coming together, 330D kosher nylon, a PVC bottom, plus the interior lining. And if that wasn't enough, an expansion zipper running right down the center of it. Perfecting this panel was quite a challenge.
The pressure's kind of mounting a little bit. As the scale increases, so does the room for error decrease, right? Any little thing that goes wrong now, it needs to be addressed immediately so it's not too late.
I think we should have a bit of a discussion with everybody about the things that I see that I think we have problems with.
We're able to isolate 2 to 3 things that really need some improvements. We've got some puckering going on the actual, where the actual expansion zipper is.
The quality of the stitching around this zipper is really, it's not acceptable, right?
So some misalignment in terms of like the panels where the primary material meets the bottom material.
This is okay, but then we come around to here and then suddenly we're out.
Got it.
We got some misalignment happening with the connection point for the hydrolock.
This should be further down.
So Quang went to check in on the sewing processes, while Twee and the sewers came up with an improvement to the original bag design. All right, so what problem are we solving now?
At the beginning, we don't cut at here, and it will be like this, right? And when we fold it, at here will become a little bit thick and hard, and we cannot use the zipper very well. It will stuck right here.
Gets caught in the corners.
Right. So they think about a solution. They will have the very simple cut line here. They will do like this, one up and one down. And when they fold it, it's very soft.
So simple,
amazing.
but it was so impressive that the team managed to solve all 3 side panel problems in one fell swoop. We had some puckering and whatnot. How do we fix that?
Well, number one, we have to find the cause of the problem, right? So you can see in this piece here, right, we have like 5.2, and here we have 4.9, for example. This should actually be dead straight. The sewers were working on these pieces, aligning this side, which was pushing the problem into the middle. And so once my team found the problem with the pattern and the cutting, we realized what we need to do is we need to focus on the middle to get everything straight and sew out in this direction. And basically what it's done is it's pushed the problem to this side. But what that means is the sewers now who have to sew this back panel
Onto here.
into here, they're aware of this slight misalignment and they can compensate for that, right?
Okay, hold up. So you know how the front panel is put together. Now let me show you how we assemble the middle panel, because it's so important and it's literally what ties the whole bag together. We start here with the actual zipper for the main compartment, and every sewer on the line is adding new fabric. You can see right here, we got the lining, just kind of building the side panel more and more and more. And you can see basically this is the finalized product. We got the laptop YKK AquaGuard zipper, we've got the expansion, we've got the lining, we've got the foam for extra support at the bottom, and then this is what gets sewn into the front and the back of the bag. Today we had Luke, Lean, and Twee here, so we're like, we have to stop, like, everything. Imagine if we were in production right now, and we're just realizing this now. I mean, this is why we're doing this. The situation would be a lot different if we were catching this like halfway through making 2,300 bags. So during the development, the back panel was made by hand, but during production, we gotta be efficient, so we switched to using computer machines.
And the problem is that we have stretch fabric over raised foam, and the sewing machine is working around all of this and pushing the material around and creating some like wrinkles across the fabric. Okay, now I'm gonna have a look at the back panel. No. Oh, you're running. Have we fixed up these issues on the computer machine? It's most important that we can get these straight. Yeah, minimize that puckering in the corners.
We keep thinking it was gonna get better and better, and it just hasn't been. So to get some inspiration, we cut up 2 of the best samples that we had, one of which was very special to me. My baby. The one-of-one green X-Pack version that Luke surprised me with. Single tier, but it's for production. So over the course of a few days, the team tried different solutions, such as recalibrating the machines and rejigging the stitching order. And we saw some marginal improvements. But then Luke wanted to figure out a more reliable way to keep the fabric in place as it's being sewn.
So basically what we did is we created like a polycarbonate template puts pressure on the material.
This mold clamps the fabric in place and helps the sewers easily align everything, while also reducing the amount of pressure they need to apply by hand. This solution worked like a charm. I'm talking chef's kiss. So now let me show you how the entire back panel is assembled. First up, we take the foam cutout and the non-woven and glue them together. And then once they're glued together, we take all these cutouts here. This is our 3D ventilation that goes in the back, and they're also glued onto the other foam in the back panel. From there, we sew on the double bonded Lycra as the base, and then the computer stitching machine makes it precise like this. Now on the flip side, we start working simultaneously on the tech compartment, also utilizing our high-tech computer stitching machines. This also includes the tablet sleeve right here, that's this guy, and then everything is lined up, waiting for the next step. Next up, the shoulder straps. We take the styrofoam and the PU, and the actual shoulder strap itself. Then we take these two parts, you insert the foam into the shoulder strap, and like this gentleman's doing, you slowly fold it over. From there, the shoulder straps are prepped with the top handle, and they're sewn onto the back panel right here. From there, we sew on the luggage pass-through holder and the two hidden back zippered pockets. From there, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sewers all put the tech compartment together until it looks like this. And then finally, this young lady, she sews all 3 parts, front, middle, and back into one. And then right here, this gentleman, the last step, he's the one who binds it all together. Coming. And here we have the final bag. And the last step, so we gotta fold it into itself, pop it inside out. And then we got us a backpack. 2,349 more to go. So now that that 50 bag test run is complete, we had the pre-production meeting. And the response from the factory workers was like really cool. You could just tell they were engaged, they were listening, they were learning, and it just kind of got everyone on the same page. And the goal was really to look at all the recurring problems that we were finding. Truth be told, these are actually not huge problems. They're aesthetic things that we just want to fix up here and fix up there. The meeting is over and we're f***ing ready. And this is how it went. We got 40 pieces on the half hour, every half hour. Every single sewer on this line is just killing it, piece by piece, and it's moving at such a speed right now, and it's just kind of crazy to see it all come together. And this is where everything sort of falls into place, right? All the preparation, all the processes, all that tedious work that we did at the beginning was done to ensure that everything is moving as smoothly as possible right now and as quickly as possible. And it looks like we might be done sewing all together on the 25th, which means that we're boxed up and ready to ship via freight on the 28th. And this is like a huge weight off my shoulders, and it's because the factory has just been doing such a good job. They're working so hard, they're understanding the backpack, and everyone's just working together and collaborating. Like, the factory's been doing amazing. And follow me in here. Look at all these Fyro boxes, dude. I can't even reach the top of it. It's a mountain of Fyro boxes. I mean, you can see the bags are getting wrapped up, packed up, boxed up, and loaded up into this container right here, where it's gonna be taken to the port, and then it begins its journey on the 7 seas to our warehouse in the States, so we can get the bags to our Kickstarter backers as fast as possible. And we've been filming so much content here for the past month and a half, so if you like this behind the scenes look at the production and development of a highly technical backpack, and you want more, you're gonna wanna find your way to the Fyro YouTube channel, because that's where we're gonna publish all this awesome content. My name's Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.